like our participants coming into the waiting room have slowed, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's a real honor to be able to have one of our first community events to honor Kelly and learn a little bit more from her. But we're so excited to have you all here involved with the conversation. And I just wanted to get started by kind of introducing us as the Collegiate Breakaway. I'm assuming a lot of you guys found out about this event through our social media, but in case you didn't, I'll go into a little bit of a spiel about who we are and what we're doing in this space. So, my name is Haley Poe, and I'm the founder of the Collegiate Breakaway. I started this project because I was an NCAA triathlete at North Central College, and I loved my experience, but I found that the information surrounding NCAA triathlon was very minimally publicized. So recruits, fans, and even the athletes themselves, like I kind of felt, were left with a lot of questions on information that should be easily accessible. So I thought that by the time that I graduated, if this didn't exist, that's what I wanted to do. So I started by compiling historic data and results from NCAA Tri, and put those on a website, which are now available to the public. And then I also took on developing a social media presence, which is the most accessible way to connect with our triathlon community. And I've also connected with some lovely alums who have been helping, namely Abby Anderson and Camille Buchanan, who are here with us tonight. And like I said, they are NCAA triathlon alums, so they've been through it. They had great experiences and want to share those with you. And they'll get to share those experiences a little bit with you tonight when they introduce themselves. But we're really trying to make this a community project. Through coverage and any data that we can collect and share with the public. Our main goals are to promote information transparency, community building, and the growth of NCAA triathlon. So we began coverage this past season through our Instagram page and website, and we also had the opportunity to engage with the community through events like Youth and Junior Nationals and the 2025 NCAA Championships, where I got to be a commentator this year. So that was really cool because that was the first time that we've had former NCAA triathletes involved with the commentating team. So I really want to see that continue in the future, and see others take on that role because it's so valuable to have athletes who have been at the race and competed with their teams before to be sharing their experiences and commenting on what those girls are going through during the race. Um, and then tonight's conversation with Kelly is a model of an event that we would like to engage in more often. So hopefully this is just the beginning of a larger live conversation series. But without further ado, I'd like to invite Camille and Abby to introduce themselves so that you all have more context on who they are when they're helping lead our conversation with Kelly tonight. So Camille, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Camille Buchanan. I did my 4 years at Arizona State University, where I was part of three national championships. I'm now with North Central College as a grad assistant, and we just won another national championship this fall, and it's just really been special to be a part of both D1 and D3 teams, and be an athlete as well as see the coaching side of things as well. So it's just been super special to be a part of collegiate triathlon, and I'm really lucky to be helping out with the collegiate breakaway as well. Thank you, Haley.
Absolutely. Thank you, Camille. It's such an honor to have you helping with our team, and you bring so much great perspective and experience from seeing two divisions of NCAA triathlon. Plus, she had youth and junior elite experience before coming into it. So she comes from that background and can answer a lot of questions with that as well. And then, Abby, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Here we go. Hi guys, I'm Abby. I competed at North Central with Haley all 4 years. Um, I was also part of winning three national team championships. I graduated with a degree in sociology and I'm on track to start earning a master's degree next year. I'm taking a gap year right now and just working, staying up here. I love the area. Um, I triathlon has given me so many opportunities and memories, but it's also made me a completely different person. I don't even know who I was before it. I had swam my whole life up until college, and then I got into triathlon. I love the teamwork, the hard work, the passion, the adrenaline, and just the feeling of reward after any race at any finish line. That's like my favorite point in the season, whenever you're at the finish line. I would do anything to go back. I was thinking about our first practices and going back to freshman year and just I would trade I would do anything to go back. But just walking into practice and kind of being clueless, not knowing anything, staring at this stranger that I would soon introduce myself to, but who would, right in front of my eyes, become a four-time individual national champion, my best friend, and the founder of Collegiate Breakaway. So, Miss Haley Poe, thank you so much for having me on to talk and ask these questions. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm very excited for the opportunity. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Abby. That was very sweet. Yes, so I got to be teammates with Abby for all 4 years. Best experience ever. I couldn't have asked for a better teammate and supporter. And that's the beauty of NCAA triathlon. You enter into it with strangers and you leave it with sisters for life. So I was lucky enough to find that in Abby and my team, and I hope a lot of other young women can find that as well. And then just to add on a little bit about myself, what I'm currently doing, I'm a grad student at Boston College, and I'm studying sports administration and also working with a nonprofit that helps girls from underserved communities gain access to sports equipment and apparel. So I love working in sports. I love these efforts. So it's really cool to be involved with the Collegiate Breakaway right now. But before we move further into the evening, we did want to take a moment in our first community event this year to come together and honor a former NCAA triathlete. As many of you may have heard, we lost a remarkable member of our NCAA tri community recently. Hannah Henry was a two-time individual and multiple-time team national champion for ASU, as well as an elite level competitor representing Canada. Her life was tragically cut short 2 weeks ago when she was doing what she loved, cycling. A drug-impaired driver is responsible for cutting her life short, an issue that the triathlon and cycling communities have become all too familiar with. We would like to take a moment in our first community event since Hannah's passing to honor Hannah not just for her athletic accomplishments, but also for the life, passion, humility, and love she brought to those around her. Let her impact on NCAA triathlon and beyond never be forgotten. Please join us in taking a moment of silence to honor Hannah. Thank you all. Please keep Hannah's family and community in your thoughts, and we will share any ways to help through the Breakaway account as we learn of them. Now, we would like to introduce you all to our special guest this evening. Kelly Wetteland is our 2025 D1 individual national champion and a two-time team national champion with the University of Arizona. She was also the individual runner-up at nationals in 2024. Before joining the U of A tri team in their inaugural season, Kelly was on the swim team at U of A. She had decorated high school swimming and running careers where she won state titles in the 200 IM and 100 breaststroke, as well as finishing as a state runner-up in cross country. We are super excited and grateful to have Kelly here with us tonight to give us some insight on her 2025 season and learn what has contributed to her becoming a national championship contender. Please join me in welcoming Kelly.
Oh my gosh, Haley, I should just take you with me everywhere. That was awesome. So yeah, I'm so excited to be here too. It's like I think it's a really wonderful thing. I mean, you can probably see how tight-knit the triathlon community is just from hearing the others speak. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here. And next year it'll be my last year, so I'm excited to join the alum as well. But yeah, thank you so much for having me, guys.
Wonderful. So just before we go into the conversation, we will be doing a structured conversation where Abby, Camille, and I will be asking questions to Kelly based on the questions that you all provided in the RSVP form. But at the end, we will have time for Q&A. So if there's any questions that go unanswered or anything that comes up when Kelly's talking tonight that you want to ask about, we'll save those for the end, and you are welcome to ask those questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. All right. And we are going to go right into things with our first question of the night for Kelly. So I hinted at this a little bit in your intro, but what was your athletic experience before college? And what brought you to triathlon at the University of Arizona?
Yeah, so as Abby was talking, I was like thinking about how I was going to answer this question. So like Abby, I was also a swimmer until I came to college. And I swam my first year, and I've actually swam on the swim team the year after that, not 2024, but I did swim, or 2025, but I did swim this year in a couple of meets earlier against ASU and against NAU. And so yeah, just that kind of love and passion for swimming carried over into triathlon. And I think what really brought me to the sport was when they first announced it, I was feeling a little bit like I had more to give, if that makes sense, like in the sport and in the at the university. So I walked to Wes Johnson's door, who's the head coach at University of Arizona, and I knocked on it and I was like, "Hi, I'm Kelly. I really would love to be part of your team. I've never ridden a bike before, like competitively, but I can learn." And like Wes was he had his back against the wall for the first season. They announced the team in January. He got hired in like February or March, somewhere around there. And we had to be like ready to compete in August. So he had to do like a whole year's worth of recruiting in like a couple months. So he was like, "Yeah, sure, we'll take it. Like we just need bodies." And so yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. But
Wonderful. Yeah, you do have a really unique story, so it's really cool to hear that. I loved learning about it through the Instagram like reel that your school put out. That
oh
was
my
so
gosh.
cool. So if anybody hasn't seen
Badass.
that, it's a really awesome story on like how Kelly came to the University of Arizona program and kind of what transpired from there. So definitely check that out. But yeah, love sharing your story, and I hope we can get a lot of other women who don't have specific triathlon experience into collegiate triathlon. Abby is going to go ahead and start our next section of questions.
Okay, Kelly, what has your progress looked like from your first triathlon season to now? And how did your youth and high school sporting experience contribute to learning the ropes of triathlon?
Okay, so I would say the first question, progress from the first triathlon season to now. The first triathlon season, it was literally about survival for me. Like I was like, I wanted to be part of the team and I wanted to like do my best, obviously, but like I lined up like with the goal of like finishing and like being alive at the end of it. I think like the biggest progress indicator for me is like now when I line up, I'm like ready to game it. Like I'm ready to win. Like win. I'm ready to like try to win, right? Like not just try to survive. And like I think, just that attitude and like the ability to race with my friends every single day and just be in a place where like failure is not necessarily like a failure. It's just more of a learning moment. Like it really frees me to do just the best I can on any given day. So I think that was like kind of what helped me get that was my biggest progress indicator. But like by the numbers, I think I was like 23rd my first year. It might have been 33rd, I'm not sure. And then my second year I was second, and then this year I came in first, which was great. But I think like the biggest thing for me that like was, a real indication of where I was going was the confidence. And then my youth and high school sporting experiences kind of helped me with the ropes of triathlon. My dad actually coached me for a little while when I was a kid. And so, he was always really supportive of me, going chasing after whatever I wanted to do. And so, like, when I was so I actually was I was committed to the Naval Academy before I decided to go to University of Arizona. And I actually had the opportunity to go back after my first year of being a swimmer, and I was really tempted. I had my nominations done, I had reapplied, I had written all the essays, I had gotten everything squared away. And me, my dad, and my mom had this big conversation about like where I wanted my life to go and like what my major goals were. And um, it was like at that moment, like looking back at like all of my experience during high school and like my experience in college, like I just kind of had a moment and I was like, all right, I think I'm going to give triathlon a try and I'll stay at the University of Arizona. And like, I can't tell you like enough how grateful I am for all those struggles and like all those difficult conversations with my parents. Because yeah, now I'm doing something that I really love and I'm surrounded by people that like really push me to be my best. And so, yeah, long answer. It's not a short question, but long
That's
answer.
perfect. I love your mindset. It's beautiful. You mentioned your parents and your teammates, coaches, and they really are what makes it all worth it. It would be extremely hard to do it all by yourself. So, and it does. It takes. I really liked asking you that question because like I said, we have similar paths with swimming and then getting into triathlon in college. And it's just, you got to be a little bit curious and then it takes you in the best directions in life. So I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you with all that.
Thank you. I think you have to be a little crazy too.
I hear that
Like,
all the time. I didn't want
right?
to like,
Just a little
I know we have
something worse.
triathletes, yeah, on here. I don't want to call you
Yeah.
guys crazy, but I hear that
Uh-huh.
all the time. It's like, you got to be a little bit insane to do the sport you're in. So, but it's awesome.
Mhm.
You put together an undefeated season in 2025. Can you run us through that season? Which kind of season highlights stood out to you the most? Which race was your favorite? And how did you mentally, physically, emotionally prepare for each race before or even during?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around it. Like, I think the coolest thing about our team this year and last year was just we have like this amazing depth. So last year I was like my number one goal was to be on the nationals team. I was like, I'm gonna like do my best and like, hopefully get to because like last year was the feeling where we really had it like the chance, like the thought that we could really win. And I'm sorry, Camille, but it was like one of the best days ever. Like we like finished and we were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we did it. So like I wanted to be a part of that in the worst way. So going into this season, I think like my favorite race of the season was regionals. It was in Texas, and our team went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it was just like it was one of those like moments where I like looked around and I was like, literally any one of these people, like anyone on our team that finished first through six could have been the best person on like any of the other teams there. And that was like a like holy gosh moment because I was like the first year we went to Texas, we got last. And so like it was just so hard to put into words, but I just still get chills talking about it. But yeah, like physically, emotionally, mentally, I'll start with physically. I train a lot. So I live at altitude. Usually when I'm not here in Tucson. I live in Los Alamos, New Mexico, which is idyllic. I would live there for the rest of my life. I love it there. But it is at like 7,200 feet. So before I came to school this year, I put in a lot of really hard training there. And I think that really helped me. I also raced a lot during the summer, which I think you really can't get better at racing if you're not racing. So I went to Europe and I got my butt kicked by the Europeans and especially on the bike. But I kind of found my footing there at the end, and then I kind of carried that confidence into the NC2A season. Emotionally, I think it was tough because our team was like coming off of this huge high of like winning and like not thinking we were able to do it, and it was like this kind of like Cinderella like feeling, right? That you were just like, we came from behind and like we're the underdogs and like so then we were kind of like the favorites, right? And so just kind of learning how to, be the best teammate, be the best friend, was pretty emotionally I think taxing for us this year, at least for me it was, because I got to be a team captain this year, which was not the same as last year. And I think I'm sitting on the phone with like literally all other team captains. I'm sure you guys can also attest to the fact that it feels a little bit more like an awesome responsibility, but it is like a responsibility. So, just really trying to show up in the best way I could for the team and for myself. But yeah, I mean, it just like it was over before I knew it, and it was awesome. So I still can't believe it happened, really.
That is amazing. Great answer. Thank you. That's what is so awesome about the sport in college. It's personally on a team. There's so much growth. You can always keep growing in it. Like you mentioned, just moving, training, changing altitudes, starting as underdogs, coming as a freshman, leaving as a team captain. Like there's growth everywhere with the Haley growing this platform. Like there's growth everywhere, and that's what I think makes people so hungry and want to chase it constantly because you can always get better as well.
Totally.
Um, staying mentally strong throughout a season is incredibly important. The battle between body and mind can be very harsh. How did you stay at the top of your game mentally, and what techniques or rituals did you use to deal with any pressure that you had felt going into nationals?
Okay, this is a good one. I think honestly, like the thing that really helped me the most was just like confidence that I put in the work, if that makes sense. And like that we were all and like also I leaned on a lot of my friends and my family. But the good thing was is that like to be totally honest with you, going into nationals, we had a very real conversation, like me, my coach, and Margaret, who got second. And it was like, like I'm so proud of you guys. Margaret is like she's an amazing competitor, wonderful friend. But I think she was the scariest person for me personally as like an individual, right? Like looking next to me, I was like, yeah, she's the one, that the most nervous about. And when that's the case, right? Like NC2A is a team event. So it was a win for us, no matter what was gonna happen. But yeah, just, I also took time away from the sport, I guess, if that makes sense. Like when I wasn't doing it, I would like read or like do something that was like not related. Because I think if you're on all the time, like at least I really experienced it in swimming. Like it became kind of like who I was, not necessarily something that I do. And so just trying to distance like me from the sport was really helpful. And also like just becoming like you said, Abby, like you left a different person, right? Like I think I've become a different person through triathlon. And I think it's a lot of it is because of just how mindful like um myself and my coaches and all of us have been to keep it fun, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. I know. I feel like my brain, by sophomore year, my brain was just completely altered and training. And like you say, you do have to step away from it because it's so time consuming. I mean, it's three sports, so you're constantly training for something. Um, that's, you know, you and a great friend, a great teammate battling for the top of the podium. That's hard, but it's a really good problem to have. So,
Yes, of course, of course.
congratulations again, Kelly. That wraps up my question section, but
Thank you, Abby.
you had a great season and congratulations on your career thus far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Abby. Kelly, your comments on those questions really resonated with me because I also, as a athlete at North Central, a lot of the times my biggest competition came from my teammates. So, learning to balance that and really recognize those strengths that your teammates brought and not really like let jealousy or like competition like fester, but recognize and uplift each other in the best ways is like I feel like one of the key lessons you can kind of learn from that. So I know a lot of athletes within our NCAA triathlon teams probably have felt that from time to time with their biggest competition being teammates, but it's a really cool problem to have, as Abby said. So maybe we'll, see some more rivalries on teams next season, but going deeper into your team, I wanted to ask about what the University of Arizona team has meant to you, and if you could highlight a specific memory or two with your team that really shows the positive impact of NCAA triathlon on your life.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is like my favorite question of all of them when I was looking through them before. Because like I can't begin to describe to you how NCAA triathlon has changed the trajectory of like me and like my life. Um, the team here is like we got to start it, right? So it started in 2023, and myself and nine other people, nine other women, kind of were just the like foundation of the team. And so like literally everything about it, we got to build the culture, we got to build like the team rituals, we got to watch like our team room get like constructed and like, so I think it's like they're just they're it's like a different kind of struggle, if that makes sense, to like grow something. So I think it's just like, I mean, they're my best friends for from now until, forever. And so like a specific memory or two that I can really point to is I got to travel this summer to Europe and to all different places to race. But basically like I couch surfed the whole time. And like that's like the coolest thing ever because like obviously I'm from the States. I never really had a bunch of international friends in high school, right? Or even on the first year on the swim team. But then suddenly I'm in triathlon and like everyone is international and everyone's from a different place. And so like I got to travel the world and like see everyone like where they're from, like from their eyes. So Dansha is on our team. She's from Prague. And so I got to go and like live with her family for like a week and we got to go visit Prague and then I went to Italy with my friend Sarah and we went and traveled around and like it's just like stuff like that is like so precious and I will treasure like those memories and like that time like forever. Um and then a second memory that I have that's really really special is we're really close to the support staff on our team. And so like our athletic trainer, our weights coach, our nutritionist, it's like triathlon is so demanding that like you need so many different things to like make it work. And so one of my favorite memories is that Jessie, our trainer, does not love hugs. Like she has to like limit it to like one hug per semester because like our team is like very much like up in your face, like needs to like, like anytime you see each other, it's like, oh my gosh, hi, like I missed you. It's been like 3 hours. And so like Jessie limits it, but anytime we win nationals, she gives us unlimited hugs for like 2 days. And so it's like that's like just I remember when we first won, Jessie was like, guys, everyone can have as many hugs as they want for the next 2 days. And it was like winning nationals again. Like it was like, oh my gosh, we have to repeat just so we can get unlimited hugs. Cause it's just like, I don't know. I feel like just those kinds of connections and um like friendships are just like that's why you do sports, right? So yeah.
Oh, those are wonderful memories. Oh my gosh. I
Mhm.
love that story about Jesse. That's so cool. And I think
Yeah.
that speaks to your team about how just close you guys are that, as you were saying, you go 3 hours without seeing each other and you want to see each other again. Like that speaks to the cohesion and the chemistry on your team. That's awesome to hear. So,
Yeah. No, they're great. They're so special.
oh, that's amazing. I love hearing that. I'm going to pass it off to Camille for our next set of questions.
Hi. First off, that little tidbit was so funny. I think like it's those little special moments that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life, honestly. Those are like the funniest little moments. Um, okay, so on to the next question. Are there any challenges that you have experienced during your college triathlon career so far, and how did they impact you?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I think it's uh for me, it hasn't really necessarily been like I can't point to like specific challenges, but obviously there are things that like I've definitely learned from. Like one that comes to mind immediately is like my first year I got a stress fracture because I hadn't run very much and so like I would just been swimming and then I got like this so I was running into like the finish line at nationals and like I got there and I just like face planted. I was like, guys, I can't walk. Like I can't. And so just honestly like learning like triathlon is like walking on a tightrope, I would say. So like learning how to take care of yourself, but also and push yourself to like the furthest you can go without um, pushing too like past the point of where you're able to. And so um that was definitely something that really taught me a lot of lessons. But, from like a friendship point of view, this season our team had some, I mean, like we had some, rough times. I'm sure like as you guys also know, like um college triathlon is really tough because there's 7 spots, right? And and so everyone wants to be the top 7. Everyone wants to be the first person, right? The second person, but you're also fighting for the team win. So it takes a lot of really good sportsmanship and really deep friendships to be able to have something like that work. And so, and sometimes it like doesn't. So just, learning how to be okay with the fact that like, a rising tide raises all the ships, right? Like sometimes you being better is, you know, or someone getting better than you or something like that only makes your team better. Which obviously like all this stuff that I'm saying is like it's really easy to say, but um, like I struggle with it all the time. People that, like and so that kind of thing has been also very, very enlightening. But I think the biggest thing I've learned is that like, and I think we saw it like with like Alyssa Liu this week when she won the gold medal. Like, there's nothing more powerful than like joy and like enjoying what you do. And so, taking yourself out of like survival mode and just really being able to be present and be able to attack things is like something that I've learned and that I hope I can hold on to because there's just no way you can do this sport and be happy without like, you know, understanding that. So, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like I really resonate with you on that. Fighting for the top 7 spots. I also had a really competitive team and it was, we had a lot of depth and, there's only 7 can race. And so I totally understand that it does get competitive for the top 7 spots. But at the end of the day, you're competing for your team. So you got to take it however the wind blows. So, yeah. Okay, so if you could give one piece of advice to any high school athlete considering a path in NCAA triathlon, what would it be?
Do it. I mean, I think that's for you. I just like, honestly, like, go for it. I think it's very easy to kind of be like scared by it because it's 3 different things, but you're more capable than you think. I think would be my advice.
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
It's just taking a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Um, what would it mean to you if collegiate triathlon became an NCAA championship sport?
Oh my gosh, that'd be huge. I think that's, kind of like the last step in the process. And I think that's why, like events like this and like the collegiate breakaway is so important, right? Because that would, increase funding for NC2A triathlon as well as um, just give everyone a bigger platform, bigger stage. Camille, you in particular have been really, really a big advocate of that. And so honestly, I learned a lot about that through your social media and just you know hearing about and reading about it obviously on the NC2A page. But yeah, it would be amazing and it would ensure that people can do NC2A triathlon for years to come, which is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, and thank you for that. It would be really special. I guess I just tried to post a little bit more about it just to kind of bring awareness to it. I
Hmm.
feel like it goes unnoticed that, oh, like it's a collegiate sport, but we're actually not in our final stage yet, and we do need to like make that final push to get there.
Yeah.
We've been stuck in this emerging sport phase now for I think like over 10 years. So, yeah, just, voicing the importance of pushing the sport forward. Um, and that's the end of my questions for you. But thank you so much for allowing me to ask these questions. It was great hearing from you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great job, Camille. And yeah, I mean, that's like one of my biggest things, NCAA triathlon becoming official. I mean, whenever I was, getting recruited to do triathlon and looking at teams, I mean, that was a huge topic of conversation. Like, by the time you graduate, it might be an official sport. But we've graduated and it hasn't become an official sport yet. And I think a lot of that is due to, we need to get it out there more. We need to get more girls involved in it and outreach as much as we can. So we're trying to do that with Breakaway, but anything else that we can do is so important. And I will say, I've been super jealous of women's wrestling. Oh my gosh. They just last year got voted in to be an official NCAA sport, and North Central has an amazing team that, we were able to follow all throughout my years. So now I'm seeing all their like content because they just had regionals this weekend and it's like their first official regional championship. And guys, we need this for triathlon. Like first official NCAA regional and official championship. That would be so cool. So I hope to see that soon, and we're gonna keep doing everything we can to make that possible. Um, but going into our next question. So, at the conclusion of 2025, you announced that you would be returning for another season. What is your mindset going into the 2026 season as the defending national champion?
Ooh, okay. So honestly, it's pretty similar, I would say. It's like obviously I think like it'll be a little bit more emotional because like it'll be the last year. Like this year I had the luxury of being like it's okay, like I'll have next year. Like I don't need to be sad, right? Because like I don't know, sometimes when you're like in sports and stuff, right? You never know when you're gonna experience those things again, right? Like you could get injured, might not go your way next year. You could gosh, yeah, who knows, right? Like it's very variable. And so and then on top of that, like if you're a senior, you're like, this is definitely the last time, right? Like, and so um, I think it'll be a little bit more emotional for me, but I think the goals are the same. The people around me are the same. We're only adding one or two new freshmen next year. So we're really lucky to have and we know them very well. They've been a couple of times to come visit and we're really excited. They're great fits. So yeah, but I mean, like, I think maybe just the goal for me this year is also just to leave it better than I found it, if that makes sense. Like, leave U of A triathlon in like the best possible position to have just this amazing longevity and happiness in the team. Yeah, that would be my hopes for the season.
Beautiful. And I love that piece about emotion because truly, like, that's what I felt senior season. And
Mhm.
even, oh my gosh, shout out to Abby during our junior season. She would always keep going, like, this is our second to last, like, first practice. And at the time, we were all like, Abby, you're crazy, like, second to last. Why? But now I think back to that all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, how lucky were we to be saying second to last? Because now it's after the last. So, yes, emotion is a huge part of that.
I don't even want to talk about it, Haley. Next question.
I know, exactly. Oh my gosh. But sorry to bring this up, but beyond NCAA triathlon, what do you envision for your future? This can include triathlon related things and also non-triathlon related things.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And I'm just kidding. Like NC2A is awesome, but I think yes, definitely all good things need to come to an end. I'm starting to be a grandma. Like the 17-year-olds get younger every year. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, past NC2A triathlon, I'm gonna get my master's degree next year. So that's really exciting. In international security systems. I'm a pre-law and political science major right now. So I'm hoping to round out my resume for law school, some in the future. And then I'm also going to continue racing professionally on World Cups and, hopefully get to, the next levels of the sport. And yeah, that kind of thing. I mean, obviously, like, uh, there's all sorts of like big things in the future, right? Like, so anyways, I'm just trying to keep all the options open and, be really excited about what comes.
Really cool. That's awesome to hear that you're like
Yeah.
preparing for law school down the line. That would be
Yes.
epic. Do you have any like particular emphasis like that you're interested in going into?
Yeah, so I wanted to go to the Naval Academy because I wanted to be a JAG, which is a Judge Advocate General. I don't know if you've ever seen like A Few Good Men, but like kind of like no, no. Oh, okay. Well, it's
Girl, I'm so behind on the movies and TV shows.
okay. Well, it's awesome. It's like a Tom Cruise movie. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, it's like a military lawyer, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the path I was thinking because yeah, it's always just kind of been like in the back of my head I wanted to serve at some point. So yeah, but my emphasis right now is international relations, and so if I have a master's degree in international security systems, hopefully something in the international sector would be great. But yeah, we'll see. Lots of time to figure that out, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Um,
That's really cool. And I guess just like one more little tangent off of that. Um,
yes,
you mentioned earlier like Los Alamos, you love it. Like if you could stay
yes.
there, you would stay there. Is that like your ideal, like after your master's degree, try and go back there? Or do you wanna, is there somewhere else that you'd ideally like to be located?
Yeah, oh, that's a great question. So I love Los Alamos. I think I would live there like long-term future. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I gotta go see the world, hopefully, as much of it as I can. So I think for the current, like for the future, until I finish my master's degree, which is 2 years, I'll probably stay in Tucson because I also love it in Tucson. If you haven't visited, you definitely should. It's awesome. But yeah, outside of that, just kind of go where the wind takes me and hope for the best. But yes, Los Alamos, New Mexico, I want to live there someday again.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that just piqued my interest, so I was curious to hear what your
Yeah,
answer would be.
no, thank you.
Wonderful. Okay,
Uh-huh.
we have one more final prepared question for you. So why has triathlon been a life-changing sport for you? If you could just sum it all up.
Okay, how much time do you have? I'm just kidding. I'm just
As
kidding.
much
I'll
as you
make it
need.
short. I'll make it short. I think it's just like moments like this, if that makes sense. Like I feel like triathlon has been such a cool thing for me because I've gotten to like meet and get to know people that like I number one I never would have gotten to know, right? It's just a swimmer, but also like I think triathlon is a community where like you could be on the other side of the world and you're like, oh yeah, like I know Camille. Like we're like best friends. And I'm like, oh, like so basically we're best friends then, right? Because then like because you know, and so it's like I don't know. I just think it's like the ability to just be like so connected with this sport by this sport that we all love is like probably one of my favorite parts of it. And then like to be so honest with you too, I just like love it. Like I think being a swimmer for like most of my life gives me such an appreciation for like being able to be outside and like like see the sights and like smell the smells, like that's kind of cheesy, but I feel like like when you're swimming, I'm sure Abby can relate. Like it's just, like you in the pool, right? And the clock, possibly a training partner. But like with triathlon, you get to go and see, all these different cities too. Triathlon's super international, right? So you get to go to all different parts of the world. And um, yeah, I think it's like it's been life-changing for me because it changed me, if that makes sense. So, and I think it's been a really positive change. So,
Oh, I love that. So poetic.
thank
That was
you. Thank
amazing.
you.
I will add on that I very much resonate with all of that. And I think that like one of the reasons that I wanted to do NCAA triathlon was because, I got so burnt out from swimming and I didn't love just doing one sport. Like having that variation in training was so important to me. But then also NCAA triathlon presented this opportunity to travel that like growing up I didn't really have. Because like just based on like family, like my family owns a bike store, like it wasn't very easy for us to leave that business when the summer racing schedule was going on. So I didn't really have a lot of opportunities to travel and like do the youth and junior circuit because, family obligation and things like that. So going into NCAA triathlon, like I had this opportunity where I could go to Utah, Arizona, different places to
Yeah.
race that I had never been before, and that was just so cool to me. So, if there's any high school athletes out there who are considering it and, maybe haven't had like the draft legal circuit experience or really the opportunity to travel a lot, like NCAA Triathlon presents that opportunity and it's so cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I think it also like presents the opportunity to be a leader. Like I don't know if you got, I mean, I'm sure you experienced that. I mean, like this is a pretty select group of people. But I feel like on a lot of different like teams slash college experiences, you don't necessarily get the chance to like hone your ability to be a leader and to really take charge of something that you're passionate about. And so, I think like this whole project is kind of a, you know, because of that. But also I think like, yeah, just like it gives you just like the ability to make these connections with this tight knit team, right? And then, chase after something bigger than yourself. So I would say also for pitching to high school students, like that would be my number. Like I would like in high school, if I heard that, I'd be like, yeah, 100%. That's what I want to do. Because yeah, sometimes you can kind of get lost in the sauce with like bigger teams, but um that's something that also was instrumental for me.
Amazing. Abby, Camillus, or anything else you two want to add before we open it up to the rest of our participants?
I sorry, Camille, I didn't want to like cut you off. I just enjoyed hearing from you and talking with you, and I just love your story. It's beautiful, and I just wish you all the best luck in life. It sounds like you still have you no you what Haley was saying, like you have your junior year and you're like, you have another year. I constantly felt like I was running out of time. It's like sophomore year, and I was like, I don't want it to be over. And everyone's like, you're not even an upperclassman yet. But
No,
it goes
literally.
by so fast. And just in practices, we'd say, like, you know, thick into the season when it's 5 a.m. in the morning and everyone's been doing this for months now, it's you still get to be here. You still get to do it. You still, it's a blessing. It's hard, but that's what makes it so amazing. So it is so fun just hearing your story as well. And you have so many things ahead of you. And you said you were always interested in serving and you want to go to law school still. And it's just incredible. All this you have on your plate, you're making it look so easy. I'm sure it's not, but you're doing it flawlessly, and kudos to you for it.
Thank you, Abby.
I also just loved hearing your story. I didn't even know you were considering the Naval Academy, which I think is so impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I'm glad you picked triathlon. Um, and yeah, you're right. The world is your oyster. After college, go do whatever you want, go explore. But I also love that you know where you want to end up afterwards. But and good luck on your senior season. I know it's a lot of pressure, but I think you're gonna love it and you're gonna enjoy it more than you did this year. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was great to
Thank you
hear from you.
guys. Yeah, likewise.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. At this point, we're going to open it up to the audience. If anybody has any remaining questions, you can feel free to raise your hand if you want to use that feature on Zoom or send a question in the chat. If you also want to like come on video and we can just talk, like that's totally cool too. But yeah, we want to hear your feedback, anything, even if you just have like a comment or something you want to talk to Kelly about, like totally valuable. It's whatever you guys want to make of it. So
Yeah,
feel
and right. Also, if you're like not wanting to do that like right now, I think all of us, you can find all of us on social media as well. So like through Collegiate Breakaway as well. We're all there. So
Absolutely. Yeah, if anybody needs help getting in touch, feel free to DM us on the Collegiate Breakaway. We can get you in touch with anybody. Um, Also, sorry to jump the gun, but if you like, we want to keep stuff like this going. So if you guys have any requests for like people you want to hear us interview next, like totally want to do that. So I don't know, maybe it's one of Kelly's teammates, if you want to hear from any of them. But we'd love to offer opportunities for you guys to hear from more athletes in NCAA triathlon. So also let us know about that. But if anybody has any of those questions, go for it.
Wait, so I actually have a question for you guys.
Yes.
Um, so how, like, say someone is gonna graduate next year and they want to get involved with collegiate breakaway, like, how would that go?
Great question. Great question. So I'd recommend anybody who is graduating and wants to get involved, just shoot us a DM on Instagram or email us. We're kind of like more heavy on things during the season, but I have a lot of projects that like I'm trying to keep on like during the off season so that we can be like prepared as best as we can for the next season. So I mean, especially anybody who loves to do like social media, like content creation and stuff like that. That's my weakness. So anybody who can do stuff like that, I love you. Abby and Camille do a great job of helping out with that stuff. But I'm more of like the information like person. I love like gathering information, putting it on the website. Like that's so fun to me. But anybody who's more artsy, things like that, would love to have involvement. Um, but we welcome anybody. And if you have an idea that
Yeah.
you want to see us do, like if you get involved and want to help with it and spearhead it, perfect. That's great. Would love for you to lead that.
Awesome.
So
No,
thank
that's
you
great.
for bringing that up, Kelly.
Oh, of course, because I have a couple teammates too that were really curious about it because they were just like, yeah, this is so great to
Oh,
have like a, yeah, like a unaffiliated, like just outside source. Because, like swimming has like swim swam and like, like other not official, like, I mean, it is official, but like not directly related to like the governing body of the
yes.
so. Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
And yeah, I mean I've had a lot of like inspiration from like those types of pages. Especially there's like a little bit more of like a niche one, D3 Glory Days. They are an account that's
Yes.
started to cover D3 track and field and
Mhm.
cross country. And whenever I saw them pop out, I was like, this is so cool. I like that's something that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Division 3 represented and like getting coverage. And they do such an amazing job and like, oh my gosh just now they've got like sponsors and things like that, so they're going really well. I definitely recommend checking them out to anybody who's interested in coverage and things like that. But we did get a question. So Kelly, do you think it was hard going from swim to triathlon?
Oh, actually, so I would say it's like I mean, Abby, you can probably chirp in on this one too, but I would say it's like a bonus, like it's like a strength, because a lot of times, like, at least from what I've learned from my teammates, like being able to swim really well is kind of a difficult skill to learn later in life. So, like growing up swimming, I think is like a superpower. So if that's where you're coming from, if that's your background, like I would consider that like like an edge on the competition. But I don't know. What do you think, Abby?
I would agree. People always tell, lots of people do get into triathlon later in life as well. And they always tell me swimming's the hardest to pick up and just get into. I kind of back in high school, I was so burnt out of swimming and just swimming back and forth in a pool forever because I did it my whole life. But open water swimming is a completely different swim. It's still swimming, but there's waves, there's people kicking you in the face. It's kind of, I mean, there's no flip turns in anything. It's just you can't see the bottom or you can. I always hated that. That got me out of the water fast in races. I'd shut my eyes when I was swimming. I do not like seeing what's under me. I would prefer a disgusting lake. I hated it. But um it's it helps a lot. And I think it gives you that little little upper hand, a little edge just in that leg of the race.
Yeah.
Running, on the other hand, I had to pick up the running part and more of the heavy cycling. But yes, I think it definitely helps if you were born growing up as a child swimming.
Yes. Not to bash on swimming, however, though, like
You're
swimming, like,
allowed to. You've been doing it for way too
yes.
long.
Yes, I would say like this is my chance to brag on my little sister, but my little sister Anna is a swimmer at UCLA. And she has had the like most wonderful college experience. And so like if swimming is your thing, like also chase that. But if you're like feeling like, oh, I like it, but like not enough to like do it for like 4 more years, like maybe triathlon is also for you. But
I love that because I've been seeing your like stories and stuff about your sister and
Oh my
I've been so
gosh, she's
excited for
literally
her.
my
I've never
hero.
met her
She's
before,
so
but seeing
cool.
you share her, like, oh, that's so cool.
Guys, I'm literally her biggest fan.
Gosh. Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
Amazing. Okay, so we have another hand up. Josephine, if you'd like to ask your question, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about how it was learning to bike competitively and like draft and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a really good question. It was for really, really scary. 'Cause like, like I didn't realize your shoes like stayed clipped on your bike. You know what I'm saying? Like that freaked me out when I first started learning. So, like I would say it was really scary like for the first like couple months. And then like as you slowly start to like and again, I learned this at like 18. Like some kids like grow up on a bike, right? And so like it's just like an extension of their body, right? But like I was really uncomfortable on my bike until like one day I was just like, wait, this is like actually okay. And like obviously that doesn't, that doesn't mean like you don't have to like work hard at it. But like honestly, if you just like get on your bike and like stay on it and like keep going and like, like frequency kind of breeds comfort for me. That was at least the case for me. And like, like scary things happen on the bike, of course, like I think the most recent event in our community like proves that. But like I think just honestly being on your bike as much as you can makes you more comfortable.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Are you able to add in anything about like drafting specifically? Like how did you learn that like with your team and what was your experience with like drafting specifically?
Yeah, so I was always taught like, right, like you should never bike close to someone else's bike, right? Because that's how like crashes happen. But yeah, like drafting is 30% more efficient, right? So when you're on someone's wheel, you're pushing 30% less power and going the same speed. So like I think yes, it's scary, but it's like the same thing, right? Like I did it with my team long enough that I just, got comfortable. And like our coach puts us in like a lot of really uncomfortable race situations all the time. So that like when it happens in a race, we're like, oh, we've been here, it's okay. But like I guess like my best advice for that, I feel like I should not be giving advice. I feel like I should be taking notes. But my advice would be just like seek discomfort in that way. Like if you're afraid of something, like do it multiple times because that's the only way like it's gonna be better. Like I don't know if you guys are from Camille, I'm sure you're familiar with like the Scoot Out. Like that ride used to be so scary to me. It's like this like
Yep.
70 person like yeah, 70-person like community ride Saturday mornings in Tucson. And they go really fast and they're like always like stray dogs and like there's cattle guards and then like there are people attacking um and so like just literally doing that like every Saturday morning made me feel a lot more comfortable on the bike. That doesn't mean I don't get dropped, like because I definitely do, but I think yeah, that kind of taught me drafting.
That was like one of the craziest bike experiences of my life. We only did it once, but we did the shootout, so it was like pro men
Mhm.
and pro women and just everyone all together. 7 a.m. downtown Tucson. Oh my gosh. Oof.
That's
As
the
soon as they
one.
picked up the pace, I don't even know what mile it was. This was like 2 years ago, but as soon as they picked up the pace, I was off. That was like the hardest bike I've ever done in my entire life. But
Yes.
Tucson was beautiful. The riding down there was amazing. And it was definitely a good experience. So
No, yeah, it's great, but it is like, yeah, so intense.
definitely a really, if you want to get good at biking, go do the shootout or the scoot out.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, I'll echo that. Like, getting good at like drafting and just making it become second nature is just getting in those group situations where you're like riding with a group as much as you can. I mean, that's what helped me, especially. But just to share like kind of like a full circle moment, my actual like first draft legal race, I did one before college, well, two. Um, I did Pleasant Prairie, and that was like my first draft legal race, and Camille actually was like the person who helped me out because I like came and did like course preview and like you probably don't remember this at all, but it was like my first draft legal race, and I was like there, and our college coaches like were affiliated with MMTT, so I was like kind of there with the team by association, and Camille like helped me out, and she was like showing me the ropes of the course and everything and just helping me get comfortable riding with the team. But I kind of totally forgot about that until we were just talking, and I was like, what a unique full circle moment. But
You're right. I actually like vaguely remember this, and like I helped like a lot of people out when they came to Pleasant Prairie. Like that was our home race. Like we like set up the course, and like we don't train on the course. But like obviously we're a lot of the junior club teams are you have a lot of remote athletes. So a lot of times it's like, oh, you're on the team, but you came from like 3 hours away. Like, hi, it's nice to meet you. You're my teammate apparently. So um that race specifically was huge for MMTT because we would have everybody come to that race. And so it was like, okay, I try to do my best of including everybody and making sure that our team like was a team. And, that includes like running through like the pre-race, course preview, swim preview, bike preview, everything. So yeah,
yeah, you
vaguely
helped
remember
me
that, but
out
yeah.
there, so that was excellent. But yeah,
Yeah.
and so I just remember being like super nervous about like never having raced in a draft legal race before, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose everybody like around the turns because I was just not confident in like doing turns around other people. So if anything, like my unsolicited advice is just bike as much as you can with a group. It doesn't matter like if it's a group of like 60-year-old men, because that's like what I had to resort to in my area. And like they became super helpful and taught all the tricks. But yeah, just getting as much experience as you can. We do have another question for Kelly. Kelly, we're wondering if you could share more about your experience with your stress fracture and anything you've learned about recovering from injuries.
It's a great question. I think it's a little bit difficult to because we have these like world-class facilities and we have like an athletic trainer that's dedicated to helping us get, better. But yeah, like injuries, I think the most recent one that I had was I broke both of my arms last year in La Paz, Mexico. And so that was that was crazy. But like the reason that I use that example is that it's like the freshest in my mind. The thing that I would say like helped me a lot getting through it is that like triathlon is like you can not train swimming, but you can also like make huge leaps in your running and biking and stuff. Like say your arms are broken, right? Like you can do other things. And so like the thing that really helped me was just like, like it's not the end of the world. Like honestly, it might even help you. Like I would say like my run progressed in a way that I've never seen it progress because I wasn't swimming, right? Like I was focusing all of my intention and energy specifically on like getting better at running and getting better at biking. Um so yeah, and then like specifically for stress fractures, like I think it's a really prevalent problem, especially for young women in sports. So like obviously like eat, sleep, um, do all the things that, maybe are like no brainers, but make sure you really do it with an intention because like I was just, like I would eat like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for like 2 meals a day and be like, yeah, sounds right, feel full. But like there's like no like calcium or no like I don't know, like I wasn't taking any supplements, like, and obviously do it works for you, but I take vitamin D just to kind of help me because I was a little low on that. And so, um, like, just do those things with like intention. Like if you don't sleep, you're also gonna get injured. So, you know, you can work as hard as you want, but if you're not doing the other stuff, it won't work out in the end, was my experience.
Absolutely. And I think that's so key in like the college experience because you get thrown into that new schedule. Like you're doing things differently than you did in high school. You might have all these like different commitments that you weren't used to in high school, or just your whole schedule is turned around. So if you're not like intentional about those things like sleeping and eating and those things that might seem like the most basic things, it can contribute to more injury experiences. So hopefully any of you all considering going into college and competing no matter what sport, no matter what, you're prioritizing those things and making sure that those are a part of your everyday intentions and routines. So those are so key for sleeping, eating, all those things, hydrating are so key for just staying healthy in general. So very good points on that.
Yeah. I found that like ice cream also makes me feel better. Like when I get injured, like the first part, like I'm like, yes, ice cream. And then I like it's like a band-aid and I'm like, okay, game plan. What's gonna make it better? So that would
Oh
also
my gosh.
be
Okay, favorite ice cream flavor?
yeah, oh gosh. Oh my it's like asking like a parent to pick a favorite child. I feel like I actually like I would rather have like a chocolate malt. Have you ever had one of those? It's like an ice cream like like a shake, but like it's so
Yeah.
good. Like I would if I had like a last meal, that would be part of it.
Delicious. Oh my God.
What about you? Do you guys have a favorite ice cream?
Oh yeah. So
Yes.
my family's bike store, we have like it's on a trail and we also do ice cream there. So that's like so good because I get to sample like so many different flavors every summer.
Oh,
But it always comes back to like some type of caramel and chocolate fa flavor. Like I love caramel. That's my weakness. So
always.
anything like a vanilla with like chocolate swirls and like caramel. Oh, amazing. Anybody
I would second that too. That sounds really
amazing.
good.
I would have to go similar vanilla base, but like caramel or peanut butter or Oreo or cookie dough. Oh, I don't even know. There's everything, but vanilla based with like something super sweet and textury in there would be great.
Of course.
Cookie dough is so good, Camille. I love like chocolate. I think I'm just with you with the chocolate malt. And it's kind of simple and plain. I'm not a huge ice cream fan, but a chocolate malt or cookie dough, so good. I like getting this is going on a tangent. Frozen yogurt, the bobas. I don't know why I love not the what's the word? Not the thick ones. The ones that just pop in our
Oh yeah.
what's that word?
The
Just
little fish eggs. I
yeah,
think
but
that's
it's
like
not the thick ones that are
Anybody in the crowd know?
anyone want to help me out? It's like a I feel like it starts with an M. That's gonna drive me nuts.
it's the one
There's
in the boba tea is
there's
like the
thick
thick.
ones. There's some boba teams that are like the thick
Yeah.
what word. And then there's other ones that are just like you can pop them in your mouth and it explodes. So it's really fun experience. I don't sound like I'm 23 right now, but I had a question, Kelly, for you really quick about since we're
Yeah.
talking about favorite things. Where's like your ideal destination, race destination for or training, if you like training? I'm
Mhm.
sure I'm always so jealous of whenever I see Camille, you too. You guys get to swim outside in the winter in Arizona. That's like the
Yes.
craziest thing to me. It's so cool. So where's like your ideal race destination or training spot that you
Oh,
haven't been to yet?
oh, that I haven't been to yet. Okay. I would say I've always wanted to do the arena games in London. It's like a super tri race that they do, but they're not having it this year. But I've always wanted to do that because um it's in the same pool that they held the London Olympics, and I'm like the biggest Missy Franklin stan like ever. And just like being able to like, like swim there and like, just and it just looks so intense and so much fun. So that would be my ideal.
That I that would be amazing.
Yes.
I that's funny you brought up Missy Franklin. I feel like we kind of she was in our age group we grew up with her with. I used to have a picture of her on my wall in
Oh my
the
God.
London Olympics and her
Yes.
backstroke and it's just so fun to see and this is going to you too. It's so fun to see, when you're little you look up to people and all their success. And now she's married with kids and her kids are swimming and I love keeping up with her on
No,
Instagram, but you are
amazing.
like a part of that too, Kelly, and people just with all your exposure
Yes.
you've gotten with all your success, it's people start looking up to you and just the going back to the growth of triathlon, it's just such an exciting I know we've been doing this. We were talking about how it's been going on for 10 years and we're so close to that final step, but we are still kind of at the beginning, right? Hopefully triathlon will go on forever. So we're at the beginning of it and it's so excited to be at the beginning of it in college and have that opportunity. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I had to go plug in my phone. It was gonna die. But no, I so appreciate that. And that's like the dream, right? Like that's like surreal to even think about. But I think that's why, yeah, of course, like collegiate tri, so important. The breakaway, so important. Yeah, becoming a championship sport, so important. But
Yeah, I guess that kind of made me think of something. Are there any role models that you look up to in sports, outside of sports, that have really, inspired you?
um honestly, guys, I feel like it's like my teammates. I don't know. Like I feel like they're just like they're so knowledgeable and they're so cool and like people like you guys, honestly, like I don't really have like any like specific like obviously like I love Missy Franklin and I have like appreciation for them, but like I don't really know them if that makes sense. And I feel like that's just like I don't know, it's like following a celebrity, right? Like it's not like but like I feel like the people that I really look up to are like the ones that like I've like met and like talked to and like I just like really appreciate like how they conduct themselves and like so like just that stuff, right? And so yeah, like I would say like I've learned a little bit and like I've taken like just like a little bit from like each person that I've met and like really like thought about it and like, tried to use it to make myself better. But yeah, my parents, my little sister, I changed my mind. My little sister is my role model.
I love that. Yeah, because I would also say that my siblings are a lot of the times my role models too. I'm very close to my siblings, so I love hearing that you're close to your sister.
No, she's so cool, guys. Don't get me
Oh,
started.
oh my gosh. Oh. And then I guess I had another question. We talked a lot about the athletic side of college.
Mhm.
But as we know, the student part comes first. So how do you balance school with athletics?
Haley, I feel like you're a better person to ask about this. I so at U of A, there's a lot of ways to pursue your degree. So my degree is like very it's very flexible. They have a lot of classes, and so and I took a couple of mine online, which really helped me be able to travel and yeah, because especially like when your season is like right in the thick of it, like I know my teammates, I have a couple of teammates that miss like labs and like all sorts of things, and that really is hard to come back and back from, especially when you're, training and racing so much in the fall and the spring. But I would say just like being really smart with my schedule. Like I would like sit down and like it would be like a 3 to 4 hour event where I would like piece together like the best schedule possible to make it the most optimal for me to do well in my classes, like number one, and then number two, be able to also like fulfill my, you know, training and racing um dreams. But yeah, like obviously it's a full-time job. And so just like prioritizing um trying to do things early but right on time. But yeah, I think do you have anything do you want to add to that?
Abby, I see you have your mic off. Did
Uh-huh.
you want to add something?
I didn't know if you wanted to, that's great answer. I have another question popped in my head.
Nice. Wow.
I was
Go for it,
like
Abby.
next in line for this one. Okay, so you're on the North Central team, my favorite energy drink, and it got you right. Like it was intense. What is your favorite energy drink? Do you have any? Because that was the thing.
Right.
Energy drinks are full of crap, right? They're horrible for you. And
Yes.
lots of athletes promote them and make them look like they're, Celsius. It's not,
Oh, I
people shouldn't be
know.
drinking this. And I'll tell you if you're interested what mine is after. But it is an energy drink with a lot of caffeine. But it's a little bit on the healthier side if
Mhm.
I were to drink it. Um, it's a good time. But
Oh,
I didn't know if you had one or if what your thoughts were on energy drinks. Because ours are like at our school. They're in, we have Red Bull, Celsius fridges, and it's like our school,
Really?
North Central, is such a heavy campus of athletes. It's not, I don't know. It's not, what are
Oh,
your thoughts?
that's crazy. Okay, wait, I'm so curious what yours is. No, actually, I really don't. And it's something you should do because caffeine is like one of the most like studied performance like legal performance enhancing things. No, it seriously is. And so like I don't usually drink caffeine because it like makes me feel like really fidgety. But if I had to pick like a favorite that I've ever tried, I think I would say like Bubbler. Have you ever had those? Because we have friends from South Dakota and they like swear by them. So,
Yes. I've had Bubbler and I drank those a lot like freshman, sophomore year, and it's more of a natural caffeine.
yeah,
But we have a gal on the team right now, Taylor Robinson. She's obsessed with them. So I think she did her media day pictures holding one this year. Let
that's
me
funny.
grab them. Let me show you. Mine are
That's
really
so
quick. Let me
funny.
grab it. Haley,
I'll give you a clue about Abby's. The name for it is like physically what she does when she drinks it. Like, oh my God.
and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they still make these?
So supposedly, I think last I heard they were discontinued. So
That's
she
what I
stocked up.
thought.
She
So this is
stocked
like a
up.
rare drink. Like we're not
Yes. She
this
could
is
probably resell this for like $1 million.
okay, I'm only sharing it with you guys because you got me in a really good mood with all this triathlon talk. But it's actually discontinued. Not because it's like bad, but it's Gatorade branded. And Gatorade is big on hydration. Like they make
Mhm.
obviously Gatorade Zero Sugar. They make the rapid fuel hydration, has like the boosted electrolytes. Anyways, this is called a Gatorade Twitch. They usually come in green bottles. But I like bought the rest of the stock on Amazon. There's no more on Amazon. You can't find them in gas stations. They're nowhere. I called three Walmarts. I was like, I need them and no help. But on Amazon, they have packets and I bought so many, they're like little powders. So you can still buy the powders, but please don't everyone go start buying them because then I won't have any. I get nervous. I have these bags are huge. But they have boosted electrolytes in them, no
Oh,
sugar
wow.
added. They're not carbonated. Lots of energy drinks are carbonated. Guys, look at me just plugging Gatorade right now. They're not carbonated. And it's like when I drink other energy drinks, they're very like you said, they make you kind of jittery. They're like, well, twitching is the same thing, Abby. They make you jittery. These genuinely like just put me in a good mood. 5 a.m., those girls, I've I know they wanted to kill me some days. I would just be off, bouncing off the walls, like talking nonstop, full of energy, cracking jokes, screaming usually. I was usually screaming. And they just make you feel so good, like in a good way, not jittery and gross. So, I will mail you a couple if you want them. But the
Wait,
flavors
I'm
taste
so
good too. It
sold
doesn't
though.
taste like Red Bull, I've tried them. I don't like it tastes like battery acid to me. So these are actually amazing. They come in a lot of flavors and yeah, no sugar,
Wow.
only like five
Yeah.
calories, not carbonated, extra electrolytes, 200 milligrams, hitting you fast, but worth
Wow.
it. You're like, I gotta go. Like I gotta get going. Like, it's a rush. I didn't find them till my junior or senior year. But everyone, get on them before they're gone, because
Okay.
or we could bring them back, or we could bring them back.
Yeah,
Conversation, different meeting for a different time. But if you're
basically.
interested,
That's
Hey, I
help me
don't
awesome.
out.
know.
We
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 need
get
it back.
Kelly to connect with Gatorade. You could be the new face of Twitch.
Guys, I maybe we should ask like Caitlin Clark or something like that. Doesn't she already have like an in with them? I feel like I'm not quite at that level.
I
But
think she does with Gatorade.
yeah.
Yep. I feel like I don't know if I should say this, which means I shouldn't, but don't be scared, Haley. I think so we would do Instagram takeovers when we were in college, and I don't know what brand I like added. I was like, oh, energy from and
We did, it was
got
V8
in
Energy, wasn't
trouble.
it?
Yeah. And they were like, you can't at brands. And I was like, oh, we're not like, because it's like, paid promotion, not promotion, like brand deals. There wasn't a brand deal. I just wanted to shout it out because we really like those VH energies our freshman year. I
Yeah.
mean, they're still good, but we got in trouble with that one. So we definitely have to get approval from a higher up somewhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
Gatorade Twitch.
Good.
Good.
It's not sponsored though. Not sponsored.
That's fun.
Not sponsored.
Unaffiliated review.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Hey, but if they do want to sponsor, be down.
Twitch, triathlon.
Yeah. Um, okay, I guess just like unless anybody has any other questions, just like one final thing to wrap up since we were just talking about, a brand and promotion. Kelly, have you explored NIL at all, or are there any, brands that you'd be interested in collaborating with,
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that?
I appreciate it, Haley. What a platform. So yeah, actually, I did like, kind of engage through like I don't you guys are probably familiar with like 98 Strong for a little bit. But then I was kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of was, it wasn't necessarily what I was looking for, but I've had the best and like I can't say too much yet because it's not out, but I've had the best luck with just like reaching out to brands directly, if that makes sense. Like I would just like email them and be like, "Hey, I'm Kelly, this is my resume. Um let's work together." And like usually it's like radio silence, but like one or two have responded and it's like that was easy. Like I wish I did that before, right? Like that's like so much more accessible than I thought. So stay tuned. But I would say like yes, definitely it's and especially I think since I've been in triathlon, I've actually gotten more like NIL interest than I did when I was in swimming. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, I think that's a great thing to end off on
Yeah.
because y'all need to stay tuned. So go follow Kelly on Instagram. If you want to drop that in the chat, feel free, Kelly. Uh,
Yeah.
your Instagram so people can connect with you. But we can also email it out to anybody who RSVP'd. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We had a blast talking to Kelly. She's awesome, as you guys hopefully found out tonight. But we are all always available to hear your questions, comments, if you have anything that you want to do in the future, that you're interested in us kind of promoting, or if you want to see more conversations like this, let us know who you want to hear from, because we want to do more stuff with the community. So anything's on the table, just let us know your thoughts. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Abby, Camille, anything you want to say to conclude?
I
That's
guess just thanks for joining, and it was great to hear from you, Kelly. And yeah, hopefully we can do more events like this in the future. Yeah.
It was so exciting to see how many people came and showed up and tuned in. And I've already done enough talking for this interview, so thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, Abby. Thanks, Camille. Kelly, any final words?
Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much. It's been just an absolute pleasure getting to know you. Um, and yeah, this is so much fun. So yeah, please continue to do this stuff and I'll shout it out as much as I can on my socials too. But you guys are really changing our sport for the better. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. So much love in the NCAA tri community.
Always.
Well, thank you all. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, thanks, Haley. Bye, Kelly.
Bye, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Haley.
Of course, thank you.